Good afternoon, everyone. We will begin our event shortly. Just a few reminders for our session this afternoon. Attendees are muted and in listen-only mode. There will be a live Q&A session after the presentation. You may submit your questions anytime using the Q&A panel found on your Zoom screen options. Please note that this event will be recorded and uploaded on the Events and Webinars tab found on the BDO Securities homepage. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of BDO Securities Trade Talks tutorial series titled The Starter Pack, where we will help you get started in your stock investing journey. I'm Karina Lozada of the BDO Securities sales team, and I will be your host and moderator for today's webinar. Without making this any longer, let me call on our first presenter for today's session, BDO Securities Head of Sales and Marketing, Boom Bondoc. Take it away, Boom.
Hi, thank you, Ina. Thanks for the introduction. So again, welcome and thanks again, everyone, for joining us this afternoon in this another session of BDO Securities Trade Talks tutorial series. We've had several topics such as REITs, such as technicals, even fundamentals. We even focus on different companies when it comes to our events. However, for this one, for this specific topic, we want to take a step back in such a way that, let's go back to basics, right? The question that we want to answer by the end of the presentation is that, um, why do I invest? Why should I invest? Why can't I just, leave my money in the piggy bank or in my bank? And why do I have to risk and put it in the stock market, right? When we all know price can be volatile, right? And second, how can I take advantage of BDO Securities online trading platform for me to be able to, do my daily trading, right? So that being said, let me start. Again, let's go back to basics. In terms of outline, allow me to present to you what I plan to discuss this afternoon. We're going to look at the differences between investing and trading. We are going to discuss, how to find the right stock to buy, and briefly go through the risk management tips we have. And at the same time, we're going to discuss as well some ideas when it comes to executing your trades. And lastly, and I would think as important, we would share with you how to use the platform itself. So my colleague JP later on will show you in detail, how to use the platform when it comes to buying, when it comes to selling, and when it comes to monitoring your portfolio. Okay, so let's start. Okay, again, just a background of BDO Securities. BDO Securities is actually the provider of online trading platform of the bank. Right. So, but in terms of business, we do it in two ways. First, like what I said, online trading. It's DIY and do it yourself, and it provides you access to the market. Right. It's ideal for individuals seeking to plan, strategize, and execute their own equity trades. As opposed to the other one, traditional trading. This one naman is broker assisted. So ito yung nakasanayan before that tatawag ka sa broker mo, you will discuss the market, and at the same time, he will assist you when it comes to executing the trade. However, for this added service, of course, there's a minimum requirement of 200,000 per trade. For this session, we will be focusing on online trading, right? But you may think, okay, online trading, DIY, nakakatakot naman yan. Do I have to do it on my own? Right? In a sense, yes, but I will share with you later how we can help, right? Not just on a monthly basis, not just on a weekly basis, but even on a daily basis with the contents, with the materials that we publish. Okay. So again, go back. Why invest? Why not just put your money in, let's say, time deposit, right? Sure ka pa, right? So why invest? Of course, investing, you want to make money. You want perhaps a secondary source of income. Because again, why do we wake up on a daily basis? Why do we go to work? Why do we run our businesses? It's really at the end of the day, make money. But at the same time, you also want that money that we earn to work for us. Right? Hindi ayaw naman natin natutulog lang yan. Siyempre gusto natin kumikita din yung pera na kinikita natin. Right? Next one is, of course, secure financial stability. These days, there are many risks, there are many uncertainties around us. So, again, the tendency for us to save and to manage our finances is really because we want stability, we want security, right, in the future. And lastly, I think this is one of the more, I would say, more significant topic these days is inflation. And we need to invest, we want to invest because we want to beat inflation. As you may have heard, inflation year on year has jumped to 7.7%. It's about, I think it's the highest for the past 14 years. And it's quite significant because again, 7.7% is no joke, right? When it comes to how it affects our daily expenses, how it affects us paying for the bills and so on. Right. So really the goal of investing is to beat that, right? To go beyond that. Because again, if you're earning less than the inflation rate, right? Nalulugi ka pa kasi kinakain ng inflation yung kinikita mo. Okay? I will be able to illustrate that later on. I think it's this one, it's this part. Okay, so it's good. I'm not saying that investing is I would say, the only solution when it comes to saving. No, it's not. You have other means, you have other options, but it has its advantages also. At the same time, disadvantages, and that's why we're discussing this. No? Say, for example, you invested 100,000 pesos back in 2010. Right? You invested it, stayed invested, and looked at the balance come 2020. If you invested it in time deposit, okay, you would have earned around, say, 24,000 in a span of 10 years. Not bad, right? At least kumikita, at least it's earning. However, if you look at inflation, okay, take note, this is just as of 2020, okay? Take note, if you invested in 2020, let's say in inflation, if ever that's possible, in inflation, then lumaki siya by 36,000. Right? If you look at it, it's quite big, bigger than the 124,000. Okay. However, if you invested in bonds or in fixed income, okay, back in 2010 for 10 years, you would have earned 177, as you would have earned 77,000. Sorry. Okay, but caveat there again, like what I said, okay, it really depends on you because if you look at the chart presented in front, it fluctuates. Tumataas baba, tumataas baba. Right? And later on, we will be asking the question, para sa akin ba itong investing? Okay, or ano bang klaseng investor ako? Thinking na, kaya ko ba makita yung pera ko na umakyat and bumaba on a regular basis? Things like that. Okay. Next one, stocks or equities. Right? So if you invested 10 years ago, okay, you would have earned around 64,000. Again, that's quite significant. But then again, if you look at the chart, magalaw siya. The question there is, are you the type of investor na kaya mong makita mag-fluctuate yung pera mo? Okay, so these are the things that I'm showing you outright the benefits. Okay, and at the same time, I'm showing you outright the possible risks, right? And it makes you ask, para sa akin ba itong investing? Which is a good question, okay, that we actually need to ask before we even go into the world of investing. Okay, but before we proceed to that, let's define first what is a stock. Ano ba ang stock? We all know that, it's an ownership in a company. Okay, if you buy a stock of a company, it means technically you are a part or owner of that company, right? And it represents a claim. Okay, you being an owner, you being a part owner, okay, it represents a claim on the company's assets and earnings. Okay, so again, you as an investor would get the stock of the company, okay, which represents an ownership, okay, and you holding that stock would, entail you paying the company, right? Kasi binili mo yung stock, right? So may pagmamayari ka ng stock. In the same way, okay, that being said, if may-ari ka ng isang kumpanya, if maganda yung performance ng isang kumpanya, then you get to enjoy the benefits, right? Monetarily. And at the same time, of course, if medyo na-challenge yung company, you get to feel it. You get to feel it as well as part owner of the company. Okay, now what are the types of stocks that you can trade. Okay, the most basic one is a common stock. Okay, common stock basically it's entitled to voting rights. Okay, if you're a stockholder, and you may be entitled to dividends, but not you're not required to be paid. Okay, as opposed to the preferred. Okay, it has no voting rights. However, it pays out regular dividends. Okay, and however, another note as well is that it's somehow less liquid compared to common shares. Okay, the next one, okay, some pretty relatively new in the Philippine market would be REITs. Okay, it's shares of real estate investment trust company which generates income from space rentals. Okay, so what happens here is that a REIT company would, I guess, would buy certain properties. Okay, and then from there, okay, the structure itself mandates the company to give out 90% of its income as dividends to the shareholders. Okay. Again, that's good because again, if the company is doing well, right? If the REIT company is doing well, okay, you'll be able to benefit from its growth through its dividend. Because again, required sila ibalik ang 90%, okay, of its income to its shareholders. Okay, now how to get started? Okay, I told you kanina, it's really not for everyone. And then it would really depend on your goals, on how you will approach investing in the stock market. So know yourself first. Okay? So what is your style? Okay? Ano ka ba? Kaya mo ba mag-abang on a daily basis and mag-trade? Okay? You monitor the market and trade, or would you rather buy into a company, to a stock, and then leave it there? Right? And then see after 5 years, see after 7 years on the growth of your stock that you're holding, right? Pwede yun. Next, what works for you? Okay, are you the type of investor na once you see the market fluctuate, you panic already, or you see it as an opportunity? Na kapag mag-fluctuate yung market, you see it as an opportunity for you to actually buy more. Kasi nakikita mo, okay, bumagsak nga siya, but the way you see it, it's an opportunity for you to enter the market at a lower price. Okay. How experienced are you in investing? Is it your first time? If it's your first time, maybe you would want to consider more conservative options, such as blue chip companies. Okay, those with history of providing dividends. Okay, things like that. Okay, or are you an expert already? Na you can take the risk, and at the same time you understand the market. It's really just a question on for you, no, on how much you're willing to buy a certain company or when you want to buy that certain company. So things like that. It varies per personality. And of course, how much risk are you willing to take? Okay, like going back to my question, are you the type na hindi ka makakatulog kasi nakikita mo mabagsak yung market, or you take advantage of that situation? Okay? So you should know what fits you. Like what I said kanina, you can be the type, okay, of a person who would want to invest. I want to put my money in this property, a company that's into properties, okay, that's into real estate, okay, and I just want to leave it there for 5 years, and let's see if how it goes, because I know that the stock market has a tendency to move up. Performance, historically speaking, pataas ng pataas. So me, I'd rather just put it and leave it there for 5 years. So if you're that type of person, then you're an investor or you're investing. Okay, you want it long term. You're basing your decision in terms of fundamentals. Okay, fundamentals. Ano ba yung fundamentals? How the company is performing. Okay, how it's being managed. Okay, and things like that. Kumbaga, the story behind the company. Okay, and it's really ideal for beginners and for those long term. Long term ba mag-isip or long term yung pangailangan when it comes to investing. You can also be the other one that on a daily basis, they want to take advantage of the market movements. Okay? And then nakita nila na, okay, bumaba ng konti ngayon. And because there's a pattern, we see it moving up in the next few days. I'll buy now. Okay? Now that behavior is for traders naman. They want to trade regularly. They want to take advantage of the fluctuations in the market. So short term, okay, and at the same time, this would be for advance. advanced investors, right? Or advanced traders for that matter. Kasi inaabangan nila yung movements ng merkado. Okay? Now, why is it important? Why is it important for you to know yourself? Okay, it's essential because you would have to come up with a game plan. Okay, how do I approach this? Saan ko ba ilalagay yung pera ko? Okay, kapag nilagay ko ba dito yung pera ko, may panggastos pa ba ako bukas? Kapag nilagay ko ba dito yung pera ko, okay, ano ba yung na-expect ko in the coming months or in the coming years? Right? It also allows you to better strategize. Saan ko ba ilalagay? Saan ko bang company ilalagay? Would I put it in a blue chip company or I put it in a speculative stock wherein there's a possibility for me to gain so much more in a shorter span of time? Things like that. Okay. And of course, risks are mitigated or minimized. Once you know yourself, once you understand yourself, right? Let's say, for example, I'm investing because I want to, let's say, pay for my child's education in a couple of months, right? I will not put it in a stock that I know that would fluctuate in the coming weeks, right? So knowing that, okay, knowing that you have a plan, knowing that you have a purpose in investing, it really minimizes that risk na parang, ay, bumaba yung market. Okay, mahirapan ako magbayad ng tuition ng anak ko in the coming months. Kasi, right, naging, kumbaga, speculative ako for a need that's actually short term. Okay. So for this one, okay, now once you move forward, you know yourself, okay, alam mo na yung purpose mo when it comes to investing, you may ask, okay, like what I said earlier, in using the BDO Securities online platform, okay, you may be executing it on your own, but we're here to actually provide guidance, okay? Such as what? Anong klaseng guidance? What stock should you buy? Okay. How will you know if it's time to sell? Okay. What reports can I use? Okay. And how do I keep up with the current market situation? Right. Because as you may know, watching the news may not be enough. Right. You know the news, you know the story, but you might need help when it comes to interpreting, when it comes to how it is related in the market. Okay. So that being said, okay, we got you covered. We're here for you. We're here to assist you. And that's one of, I would say, BDO Securities' top value propositions. It's really us providing significant contents, okay, accurate contents to be able to help our clients in terms of decision making when it comes to investing in the stock market. Okay, so we have this. In your screen right now, you see here several reports. Okay, if you look at it, if you just look at it, it might be wordy. Ano ba yan? Ang daming sinasabi, daily digest, weekly wrap, technically speaking, trade recap. But let me go through them one by one, okay, for you to better appreciate it. Okay, once you have an account with BDO Securities, you will be able to access all of these, okay, and more. Okay, but let me discuss these 4 reports that we have. Okay, now we have the daily digest. Ano ba yung daily digest? Daily digest is basically a report about fundamentals, okay, fundamental-based reports, wherein it shows you what happened recently. Okay, you see right now, okay, it shows you what happened recently, and I think this one's in Semirara. Okay, it shows you Semirara. We do that on a daily basis. We show you significant events, significant company events that we think would affect the stock prices, okay, or the market in general. But on top of that, on top of providing these bullets in terms of news or events, we have commentaries. Okay, ano ba yung commentaries? Basically, ito yung opinion namin. Okay, this is how we think, or this is our opinion on how it will affect the market because of this news. Ba tataas ba yung price ng stock na ito, or bababa ba siya? Okay, should we hold? Okay, should we hold and see first what's going to happen? Things like that. Right? So it's part of the commentaries. And I would say, okay, and I'm proud to say that nandyan yung laman ng reports na yan. It helps our clients really decide and interpret how the current news or how the current events will affect the market. Okay, so that's for the daily digest. Next is the weekly wrap. As the name suggests, we publish this on a weekly basis. Okay, this basically summarizes the week, right? It includes market analysis, and it also includes stocks to watch. On top of this, what I like about this report would be this one. Okay? It provides you a summary of BDO Securities stock coverage. Okay, ano ba yung laman yan? May kita niyo dyan, nandyan yung pangalan, nandyan yung mga company na kino-cover ng analyst namin. And since we cover that, okay, we provide details. Okay, if you look at this, okay, we have our rating, BDO Securities rating, if it's neutral, okay, if it's buy, okay, and so on. Okay, and with that being said, okay, since we have a rating, we also provide you the target price. Okay, with the current price right now, ano ba yung target price na nakikita namin? Okay, based on what we're seeing on the fundamental side. Okay, and at the same time, you can also see the percentage when it comes to upside and downside. So if you look at this, okay, just a quick example. If you look at this, let's say you look at Converge here in this report. Okay, if you look at Converge here in this report, you will see here the rating is buy, okay, and the upside, okay, is almost 150%, right? So it means that perhaps you would want to consider Converge, thinking that in the next 12 months it may go up to as high as 150%. Okay, so that's how you read the report. You also see here different details such as the PE ratio, the dividend yield, and so on. Okay, the next one, okay, again, one of the reports that we're very proud of is technically speaking. Okay, so what's good about this report? Okay, let me zoom in. I think the next slide zooms it in further. There you go. What's good about the technically speaking report is that we based on technicals, we look at certain stocks that we think would be favorable to our clients. What do I mean by that? Kapag may yung mga technical analysts namin, kapag may nakikita silang trend, okay, or trend, I would say opportunity, okay, based on technicals, we publish them. You publish them right away because again, you can't publish something that we can publish something now that happened last week. Now that doesn't work for technicals. Like what I said earlier, technicals is really more ideal for short term. So this being said, or that being said, we publish this as soon as we see an opportunity. Okay, and the good thing about this report on top of our commentaries is that we provide the target price. We provide the current price. Okay, we provide the buy price. Okay, provide the target price. Okay, and at the same time, of course, we're not perfect naman, di ba? We're not perfect. Of course, hindi naman lahat ng calls natin tama. So we also provide the stop level, okay, as a form of guidance, right? And if you look at we've been going back here. We've been doing this report for several months now, and we're proud to say that the past few months, okay, has been quite good in terms of giving our calls on the technical side. What do we mean by that? On a regular basis as well, on a monthly basis, we have a report called Trade Recap. Here, we look at the names that we covered on the technical analysis reports and see if nag-work ba or hindi yung sinuggest namin. Okay? Or yung pinakita namin na trend, okay, as an opportunity for our clients. And what's good about that, although our win rate is about 54%, okay, we're proud to say that should you have bought or should you have followed the advice given in the technically speaking reports, okay, the portfolio would have performed 1.3%. Okay, again, versus the benchmark of negative 0.5%. Not bad, right? Not bad. So, yan ang ginagawa ni Trade Recap. Again, these reports are available for you as BDO Securities clients on a regular basis. Okay, and we hope that you're able to take advantage of that because sayang, it covers the fundamentals, okay, and it covers the technicals as well. Okay, so these are the reports. Again, daily digest and weekly recap for the fundamentals, and technically speaking, and trade recap for the technicals. Okay, now in terms of risk management, before I turn you over to JP in terms of explaining our online platform, let me just go through quickly the risk management that we suggest for you to I guess suggest for you to use when it comes to or practice when it comes to trading. First would be diversification. Okay, we all know, as cliche as may sound, they say that don't put your all your eggs in one basket. Okay? Huwag ka mag-risk masyado sa iisang pangalan because again, things can happen. Okay? What do I mean by that? To illustrate that, you see two investors in front of you. Okay, Bernie and Bianca. They both invested. Okay, the start of the year. Okay, with 60,000 pesos. Okay, but because of the pandemic, something happened. Bumaba yung presyo sa merkado. Okay, but even though bumaba yung presyo sa merkado, and even though they invested the same amount, okay, you see here, okay, that towards the end of the year, okay, Bianca earned more than Bernie. Why? Because this one, and in coming up with this graph in front of you, okay, Bianca actually invested in different stocks in different sectors. Meron siyang mga pangalan sa telco, meron siyang mga pangalan sa properties, okay, and so on. Okay. While si Bernie, while he invested, he only invested in one name. Okay. So as you can see, if something happened to that specific name, okay, drag down kaagad yung portfolio niya or yung funds niya. While for Bianca, since invested siya sa iba't ibang sectors, okay, something might have happened to, let's say, the consumer sector because of the pandemic, because again, hindi gumagastos yung mga tao, hindi sila lumalabas. But Bianca may have invested as well in telcos. As you may have known, in during the pandemic, diba, tumaas yung market prices ng telcos because again, people kept on using internet and so on. So things like that. So really, diversification helps a lot when it comes to mitigating risks. Okay, and this one just quickly. Okay, if we look at the definition, the one that I mentioned earlier, aside from diversification, we also look at the risk reward ratio. What we just say here is that for every risk that you take, okay, the potential return should be 3 times of it. Okay, so it measures potential profit for every peso risk. Our normal suggestion is 3:1. Now to illustrate that, okay, if you look at this one, if you look at the first row, okay, batting average 3:7. So what do we mean by that? Let's say nag-invest ka ng 10 stocks and then you use the 3:1 ratio. You won sa 3 out of the 10 stocks that you invested, panalo ka sa 3 and talo ka sa 7. Okay? Even though mas konti yung panalo mo, right? Mas malaki pa rin yung kita mo, okay, versus the losses. Okay? And it further illustrates here, and as you move along, okay, sorry, as you maintain that discipline, okay, you will see the benefits later on, right? Lalo na kapag lumaki yung portion ng names na panalo, right, versus those na didn't perform that much. If you practice the 3:1 ratio, okay, despite the losses in other names, okay, mataas pa rin yung potential wins. Okay, so basically that's it. That's it for the risk ratio. And again, in summarizing this, we have our own investment strategies. But to summarize what I presented earlier in terms of investing tips, okay, we have to understand the difference between trading and investing. Okay, maglalagay ba ako ng pera because I want to take advantage of the market movements, or maglalagay ba ako ng pera because I know that, or I think that in the coming months or in the coming years, tataas yung presyo ng stock na pinag-investan ko. Right? So those two are different. Next is do your research, and we're here for you to actually support you when it comes to providing you information, providing you guidance in your investing experience. Find a strategy that works for you, okay? Understand the risks, and at the same time, of course, have realistic expectations, right? That naman, you'll be able to I guess, better practice that by looking at the markets around you, looking at the news around you. So right now it's really a tough market. So if you invest at this point, don't expect naman that, kikita ka ng times three, times four in the coming weeks. Not like that. So really have realistic expectations, manage your expectations when it comes to investing. And of course, going back to what I mentioned earlier, stay informed by looking at the materials that we send out, looking at the contents that we send out. So basically, there again, like what I said earlier, really my portion is stepping back, thinking on why you should invest and what kind of investor you are. The next part of this episode is showing you now how you can invest, how you can use BDO Securities trading platform to be able to participate in the stock market. Okay, I'll be back for the Q&A, but right now, let me turn you over back to Ina. Ina?
All right. Thank you, Boo, for the insightful and informative presentation. A lot of great insights for our clients and viewers. Now, to provide a quick run through on the platform features and functionalities, let me call on our trading platform guru, Mr. JP Palma. Take it away, JP.
Thank you, Ida and Room. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm JP from the sales team, and I'll discuss yung platform ni BDO Securities that we provide to the clients. So let's start. So firstly, let's discuss yung desktop version of the platform. So once you have an account with BDO Securities, this is what you will see once you log in. So after logging into your account, ito yung kumbaga main menu that you can see on the platform. So if you can see, this tackles different functionalities within the website. So nandito na yung research and other stuff, and most importantly, the trading platform, which I'll discuss further during my part. So firstly, let's focus on the research tab, which is on the upper right of the main menu. So yung mga diniscuss ni Sir Boom kanina na reports, market reports that we provide to the clients are all here. So after clicking the research button at the upper right, it will take you to the research page. And on the research page, as you can see on the left side, naka-arrange na to dependent on the uploads that we did. So every day that we upload the report on the website, you can see mag-update din to, magpapatong-patong siya on top. And each report that you can see here, after you click it, mag-open siya as PDF, which you can save or print for your personal copy. So we suggest that you check this out to help you in your decision-making in investing in the stock market. Okay, so for next, let's tackle the trade button naman. So this is the most important button or most important function at the website, since this is where you will post your orders, buy and sell orders, and check your portfolio. So this is what it looks like after clicking the trade button. So as you can see, kung first time yung makikita yung platform, it's very technical in a way kasi puro numbers. At one glance lang kita nyo puro numbers. But this is actually easy to read. Basically, this just shows the top 30 stocks listed in the PSE or the PSE stock in PSE index. As you can see, then naka-arrange to alphabetically on the left side if you look at the list. And most of these companies, since top 30 companies nga sila sa PSE, this covers yung sikat na company names on the Philippine Stock Exchange. As you can see on the list, dito si Globe or si Jollibee and some other companies that you can buy on the stock exchange. And from here, you can also see the different data that we provide. You can see yung current market price. You can see kung up or down ba sila for the day, and other different things that I'll tackle during this presentation. So firstly, if you can see, naka-highlight yung Ayala Corp on top, since yun yung pinakaunang stock on the list. Naka-highlight siya in yellow. And after you click a certain company, on the right side, there will be a summary of that stock. So if we zoom in into dun sa nakalagay sa right side, as you can see, Ayala Corp, this will display the details of Ayala Corp currently. This is based on a parang two-day previous data. So firstly, it will display the last traded price. So last traded price is kung ano yung at this moment. So for example, you're looking at the data at 2 p.m. So the last traded price is kung ano yung last na benta or na billing stock sa market at that price then. So for example, it's 657. And this also shows you in previous close. So previous close is what the price, what AC closed at the price previously. So kung ano yung closing price na yesterday, that is the previous close. It will also display the high and low for the day. So ito yung for the day data lang. So as you can see the example, AC went up high as 659.50 and it went as low as 635 during the day. So kumbaga, nag-move yung stock price na yun during the day. This also shows you the volume. The volume is the number of shares traded for that certain period, and the turnover, which is the peso value of the katumbas ng volume na yun. And then most importantly for here, siguro I will suggest that you check out is yung lot. As you can see, lot is 10. So the lot corresponds to the minimum number of shares required to trade a certain company. So in this case, AC, which is, kumbaga ang ibig sabihin lang nito is, if you want to trade AC or you want to buy AC, Ayala Corp shares, you would need to buy it at 10, minimum 10, and then increments of 10 after. So kung di ka pwedeng bumili ng 5, kasi hindi niya allow ng exchange, so pwede mo lang i-execute ng order mo for Ayala Corp is 10, and then 20, 30, 40, and so on. So this is due to the board lot table that the PSE implements, which I will discuss further later then. And this will depend on the different stock prices. So dependent on a company kung ano yung current market price niya, mag-iiba din yung lot niya. It will possibly increase or decrease dependent on the company's price. And then below the summary of Ayala Corp, you will see this kumbaga table. So this table is what we call the market depth. So market depth basically is the most important detail on the exchange or the platform, kasi dito nyo makikita kung ano yung current market price nung gusto nyong bilhin na share. So let's dive deeper into this. So firstly, if you can see the bid and ask columns. So dito naman sa bid and ask column, dito nyo makikita kung ano yung kung magkano mo pwedeng bilhin yung stock or magkano mo pwedeng ibenta yung hawak mong stock. So technically, what we normally tell to our clients is, ang i-visualize nyo lang is you're talking directly to the exchange. Technically, yun na lang yung isipin nyo. Kausap nyo directly sa Philippine Stock Exchange. And if you can see, kung gusto nyo bumili ng shares, kaya ask, kasi asking yun the Philippine Stock Exchange. So in this example, if we interpret this, so the Philippine Stock Exchange is willing to sell to you ng Ayala Corp shares, pero ang asking price niya is 657. So kumbaga, willing siya magbenta, pero ibibenta lang niya at 657. So kung gusto mong, ayaw mo bumili at 657 na price ni Philippine Stock Exchange, hindi ka niya bibentahan. Parang ganun yung idea ng board lot table. And as you can see din pala, yung the top two prices on top for either bid and ask is yung current market price. So kung ano yung nasa line number 1, yun sa pinakataas, yun yung current market price for that specific stock. And then for selling naman, it's the other way around. So sa selling naman, si Philippine Stock Exchange is willing to buy from you ng Ayala Corp shares, pero ang gusto lang niyang bilhin na presyo is 648, which is under the bid side column. So kung gusto mo magbenta, meron ako Ayala Corp shares, gusto ko ibenta yung Ayala Corp shares ko sa exchange, willing bumili si Philippine Stock Exchange at 648 lang. So kung ayaw ko ibenta sa kanya at 648, hindi madadaan yung transaction ko. So basically, ganun lang yung idea ng market depth table. Makikita nyo dito kung ano yung current market price, and then you can decide in gusto nyo na bang bilhin yung currently binibenta or gusto nyo pa bang i-hold back muna yung price na gusto nyo i-execute. And then, as you can see then, medyo madaming numbers below the top two numbers on top. So ibig sabihin lang nito is technically, siguro ang easiest term that I can use is tumatawad ka sa binibenta ng market. So for example, tulad ng kanina sinabi ko, si Philippine Stock Exchange is willing to sell Ayala Corp shares at 657 kasi yun yung asking price niya. Pero ako personally, hindi ako willing bumili sa kanya at 657 kasi tingin ko mahal na yun. So pwede ako mag-post ng order below 657, technically tumatawad ako doon sa binibenta niya. Pero if I post an order below 657, mapupunta yun sa bid. And pipila yun na kumbaga waiting yung order ko na may magbenta naman sa akin dun sa gusto kong presyo. So let's just say nag-post ako at 648, ako yung nakapost at 648. Ibig sabihin lang nun is I'm willing to buy AC shares, Ayala Corp shares, pero willing lang ako bumili at 648. So kung meron gusto magbenta sa akin at 648, pwede nila akong bentahan 648 and then bibilin ko agad yung binibenta nila na shares na yun. So technically, it's also the same kung selling side naman kayo. kung babasahin naman natin the other way around, si Philippine Stock Exchange is willing to buy from you at 648 kasi yun yung bid price niya. So yun yung offered price niya sa akin dahil gusto niyo bumili ng Ayala Corp shares. Pero hindi ako willing magbenta sa kanya at 648. So I can post an order higher than 648. So for example, 659 tulad dito sa example natin. So pag nag-post ako ng 659, posted yung order ko on the exchange, pero waiting din ako ng buyer na gustong bumili sa akin at 659 pesos. So technically, ganun lang yung idea ng market depth table. At one glance lang kung alam yung basahin, madali nyo siya mag-gauge kung okay na ba bilhin yung price or kung hindi pa, makita nyo din kung anong prices pa yung nakapost bukod dun sa nakapost sa current bid side. And then the quantity corresponds naman to the number of shares posted. For example, dito sa bid, there's willing buyers at 648 pero yung gusto niyong bilhin na shares is only 40 shares. And dito naman sa asking side, willing magbenta si Philippine Stock Exchange sa'yo at 657 pero yung binibenta niya shares is only 1,000 shares. So technically, ganun lang yun. So kung bumili ka, for example, bibili ako ng Ayala Corp shares, willing naman akong bumili at 657 pero gusto kong bilhin is 2,000 shares. So pag binili ko yung in-execute ko yung order ko at buying 657 for 2,000 shares, ang mangyayari is mabibili ko yung 657 at 1,000 ni Philippine Stock Exchange, pero yung remaining 1,000 ko mapopost yun sa bid kasi willing ako bumili pero wala pang seller. So technically yung 1,000 remaining will be posted on the bid side, tapos yung quantity niya will be 1,000. So that's it for how to read the market depth table. I hope it's clear. Pero basically, yun lang dapat nyo isipin. Dapat isipin nyo lang na you're talking directly to the exchange. And then next, I'll try to focus dun sa konting features then within the trading platform. So on the top, you will see there's 5 menus. So firstly, let's focus on trades. Dito sa trade, basically, this is where you will post your orders. So you can see on the menu, this will contain the buy, sell, and the order book. So the buy and sell basically means lang naman na, as the name implies, buying and selling orders. And then the order book just simply contains kung ilan na yung mga pinost mo. Parang kumbaga list lang ng mga pinost mo orders for the day. And then let's dive deeper. So firstly, after clicking the buy button, so it will open the order entry page for buying. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung buying side is blue and the selling side will be red. Mapapansin nyo din nakalagay dito buy sa action on the left side. So that's the indicator that you're on the buying page. And for this page, you just need to enter the stock code. Kung anong gusto nyo bilhin, stock codes, for example, AC. And after inputting AC, the market depth table on the right side will be automatically, kumbaga, populated. So tulad na nakikita nyo doon sa main chart, that's the main menu. And then just need to enter the number of shares required and the price. Tapos from here, siguro let's focus lang din doon sa normal questions that we receive or normal parang inquiries that we receive. If you can see on the left side, there's a fill type. So fill type for every transaction is day. Day meaning your order mo is posted only for the day. So for example, nag-post ako today at November 9, yung order ko na yun is posted only within November 9 hanggang mag-close lang yung market. So kung mag-post ako at 9 a.m., tapos hindi yun na done, hindi ako nakabili within the whole trading day at 3 p.m., makita nyo at 3 p.m., the next day pala at November 10, wala na yung posted order nyo nun kasi pinost nyo lang siya as a day order. So technically, that's all that means. So kung day order yung pinost nyo, it will only be posted for the whole day. But if you click the arrow down, it will give you, let's focus muna pala on the board lot table. So the board lot, by default, is normal. So normal technically means lang yung number of shares required by the exchange. Tulad nung kanina example natin, which is 10 for Ayala Corp. So basically, pag naka-normal table ka, every transaction mo is 10 and multiples of 10. But there's also odd lot. So odd lot naman and handles lahat ng below the minimum board lot. For example, meron akong 5 shares ng Ayala Corp due to a stock dividend. So nagbigay sa Ayala Corp na additional stocks. Pero binigay niya sa akin is only 5 shares, which is below the 10 shares limit. So dito ko yun pwede ibenta sa odd lot. So technically in Filipino terms, dito mo bibenta lahat ng butal na hindi pumapasok doon sa minimum requirements sa ADLA table. And then as discussed earlier, ito yung different fill types on the platform. So firstly is day order. And then as you can see, there's also FAK. So FAK simply means fill and kill. So the fill and kill, ang idea ni fill and kill is this is not, parang hindi siya masyadong ginagamit on the exchange, particularly for retail clients. This is mostly used by institutional clients. Pero ang idea ng fill and kill is, if you post your order with a fill and kill fill type, ang mangyayari, yung exchange, yung system, ibabato nyo sa exchange yung order mo. I-check ng system kung madadone yung order mo, either dadaan ka partially or hindi. And then it will cancel your order automatically. So kumbaga, pag nag-post ako ng 1,000 shares buying, pero wala naman akong mabibili doon sa in-input kong presyo, ika-cancel din automatically ni exchange yung order mo na yun. So this is, for me, this is what I call parang a one-shot order. Kasi pinasok mo lang siya to attempt kung madadaan yung order mo, pero kung hindi siya madadaan, automatically cancel din siya. As you can see din sa explanation ko, this is why this is not really used by retail clients. Kasi syempre kung retail client ako, like myself, gusto kong mag-post ng order tapos naka-post yun for the whole day kasi possible pang tamaan. Pero kapag FAK ako, one-shot order lang yun, tatry lang niya madone, pero hindi na done, ika-cancel niya automatically. So we don't really suggest this type of fill type unless need nyo talagang gamitin. Then let's move on to GTC. So GTC is one of the most common naman na used na fill type. So GTC stands for good till canceled. So good till canceled just simply means if you post your order at GTC fill type, it will be posted on the exchange until such time na kinancel mo siya manually. So this is the longest term order that we provide on the system. So for example, nag-post ako ngayon, November 9, until such time na hindi ko kinakancel yung order ko, posted lang yun, regardless kung how long. So for example, gusto kong i-cancel next year pa. So possible yun. Kung pinost ko siya as GTC, nakapost na siya for until such time na gusto ko siya i-cancel. This is the longest term order as I said. Pero take note also, kung magre-release si company ng pinost mong order, for example, I posted 80 Ayala Corp shares as GTC. Kapag nag-release si Ayala Corp shares ng significant market news or any disclosures on the PSE, ika-cancel din automatically ni Philippine Stock Exchange yung order mo na yon. So that is the only things that can cancel your order kapag GTC yung pinost mo. Either you cancel it manually or mag-release yung company na significant news on the PSE. So automatically ka-cancel din yan ni PSE. And then lastly is GTD. So as the name implies, it's good till date. So for here naman sa GTD, it will give you, as you can see on the example, it will pull out a calendar. So within the GTD naman, you will indicate kung how long mo nakapost, how long mo gusto nakapost yung order mo. So for example, as you can see, nag-pull out yung calendar natin, ilagay ko for example, November 30. So pag sinelect ko November 30 order ko, posted yung order ko until November 30. If it's not done until November 30, and then mag-December 1 na, automatically ka-cancel ng system yung order ko. Kasi lumampas na ako doon sa range na gusto kong i-post yung order ko. So technically, that's the use of GTD. So if you have a certain period na gusto mo i-post yung order mo, I suggest you use the GTD para minimal lang yung dates or mas control mo yung dates kung kailan mapopost yung order mo. But take note, if I'm not mistaken, GTD can only push until 3 months max. So hindi siya katulad ng GTC na until gusto mong nakapost and then until hindi mo pa siya kinakancel. So validity date for GTD orders is only 3 months max. So that's the difference. Okay, so ito yung dinidiscuss ko kanina, yung boardla table. For example, doon sa diniscuss ko kanina, for AC, there's a minimum 10 shares for every posting of order. So dito nagde-depend yun. So the boardla table is implemented with the Philippine Stock Exchange, and then the boardla table corresponds or determines the number of shares minimum for each company. So technically, if you look on the left side, makita nyo stock price and then there's price range. So ibig sabihin lang ng price range is kapag yung binibili mong stock, pasok dun sa price range na yun, ang katumbas niya ng minimum number of shares is under the lot size table. a lot size column. So for example, let's use the 5 to 9.99. So ang idea lang nito is 5 pesos until 9 pesos and 99 cents. Kapag yung pinopost kong order na yon, ang pinopost kong company is within the 5 pesos to 9 pesos and 99 cents na price, ang katumbas na minimum number of shares na dapat kong i-post is 100 shares, which is under the lot size column. So as you can see then, kapag lumababa yung presyo per stock size, per stock na company, for example, bumaba tayo sa 25 cents to 49 cents lang, dumadami din yung minimum number of shares required. So in this case, it's 10,000. And if the price goes up naman to the thousands level, for example, dito sa 2,000 to 4,998, kikita nyo din, kumukonti naman yung number of shares required ni Philippine Stock Exchange, which in this case is only 5 shares. So dito nyo madedetermine at one glance lang kung ilang minimum number of shares ba yung kailangan nyo i-post on the system para hindi siya i-reject ng order entry system natin. So dito lang kayo magbibase sa board lot table or on the summary that I showed you earlier on a per company basis, doon lang sa lot na column. And then for the trading fees naman, which is also a common question or common request from us. So basically what we implement is the standard trading fees of the Philippine Stock Exchange for all online brokers. Ang difference lang si BDO Securities, we don't charge the PSE fees. This is parang, kumbaga, sinasalo na namin yung PSE fees for the clients. And this is all that we charge for the clients. So it's either broker commission, VAT, and SECP fee, and sales tax for selling transactions. And take note also, ang charging ng BDO Securities is only every time you buy and sell. So for example, bumili ako ngayon, it's charge ako ng buying fees, pero hanggat hindi ko binibenta yung shares ko, hawak-hawak ko lang, hindi ako charge ng anything in between. So kung gusto ko ibenta na next year, kapag nag-sell ako ng shares ko next year, doon lang din ako charge ng selling fee. So we do not charge anything in between as long as hindi ka pa nagbo-buy and sell. And in this example, just to show you lang in a parang layman's idea, so the gross amount for both buying and selling is 10,000 pesos. So kung meron akong buying amount na 10,000 pesos worth, the breakdown of fees that we will implement is the broker's commission will be 25 or 0.25% of the gross amount. And we also implement a minimum commission amount of 20 pesos. So kapag kinumpit na system, it's below 25 pesos, we will implement 20 pesos as minimum commission. And then VAT will be 3 pesos, which is 12% of the broker's commission. And the SECP fee is only 1 peso, which is 0.01 naman of the gross amount. So if we net it out or if we compute it, we sum that up, makita nyo, ang only charge lang for any buying transaction worth 10,000 pesos will be only 29 pesos, which is sobrang minimal lang. Ang laki ng tinitrade mo pero ibabayaran mong fees is only 29 pesos. And then for the selling side naman, it will be the same. The only difference will be the sales tax for the government. So sales tax will be implemented as 0.6 naman of the gross amount. So in this case, it will correspond to 60 pesos. So kung gross amount ng selling mo is 10,000 pesos worth, yung binibenta mong shares, kung ililess natin lahat ng selling fees, it will still give you 9,911 pesos, which is around mga 89 pesos lang yung charge namin overall. So kung magbibenta ka ng 10,000 pesos worth, malaki pa din yung makukuha mo na as net amount. So almost all pa din yung makukuha mo na net amount, even after implementing the selling fees. And then the next button naman or next menu on the trading platform will be the My Account. So the My Account technically contains lang naman yung mga money summary ng account mo. So in this example, buying power summary, so it will display the parang breakdown kung ano yung current buying power mo. It will also display here the cash statement, which is the withdrawable amount currently of your account, and the equity holdings, which will show you your portfolio, kung ano yung hawak mo na, or kung ano yung mga nabili mo ng shares, and kung ano yung tumatakbo na running price nun currently. So it will be shown on the equity holdings page. And most of this, all of these menus pala are discussed on our separate webinar, which is entitled Investment Ways. Kasi doon nag-dive kami deeper on the navigation part of the website. Dito kasi mostly basics lang yung dinidiscuss natin. So if you would want to learn more about the platform and the other functions that we provide to our clients, I suggest you check out the Investment Ways webinar on the webinars and events tab of the website. Okay, so next naman, let's discuss lang briefly is yung fund account. So within the platform, you can also fund your account from this menu. So if you click that out, makita nyo, isa-select lang kayo na account from any account from your online banking, BDO online banking access, and then just need to type the amount and click deposit. So one feature that we have for BDO Securities is we provide a real-time funding. So kapag nilagay nyo dito, for example, 10,000 pesos, if you click deposit, automatically makikita nyo din yung 10,000 na yun deposited to your buying power, and you can use that to buy shares automatically then. So wala kaming delay, which is a very good function, especially kung may hinahabol kang stock price. Kung nakita mo okay siya bilhin, nakalagay sa market reports namin okay siya bilhin, you can just fund your account and then buy the shares at the same time. And then lastly, for withdrawals naman, if you have sold your shares after the clearing, which is three days clearing by the exchange, makita nyo naman dito yung withdrawable amount nyo on the available balance. So for example, nakalagay dito available balance is 10,000. If you input the amount on the amount portion 10,000, then click withdraw cash, it will also automatically be credited to your savings account agad-agad. So wala ding downtime for withdrawal purposes, which is another feature. So kung kailangan nyo agad ng cash, meron naman kayong withdrawable on your BDO Securities platform. If you click the withdraw cash button, it will automatically be credited to your account without downtime. Okay, so we also have a BDO Securities app on both your Android and iOS devices. So this is what it looks like. So basically, ano lang naman to, kumbaga, dinesign kasi yung mobile app for execution purposes lang. So pinaka-idea niya is quick execution, quick funding, and quick checking of reports. So basically, hindi mo to, pwede mo din naman siya gamitin to monitor your holdings kasi makita mo din naman yung equity holdings mo from here. But the website will display much more details with regards to your equity holdings. So basically, this is what the mobile app looks like. So after logging into the mobile app, same as the website, you can see your market summary, kung ano na yung current market data. And then on the next menu on the bottom, if you click the watch list, it will open the current watch list. For in the example, papakita din ito yung top 30 companies on the Philippine Stock Exchange. And then on the third button below, it will open the order entry page. So basically, it's also the same with the website. Input nyo lang din yung stock na gusto nyo bilhin and the price and the quantity, and then click confirm order to post your orders to the exchange. And then this is the selling side naman for the mobile app. It's also color red tulad ng sa desktop version natin. So it's basically the same. Just need to input lang kung ano yung stock na gusto mo ibenta and click confirm order to push your orders to the exchange. And the main menu or the last menu button for the mobile app contains lahat mostly na discuss natin features ng website kanina. So it will display the cash statement, the buying power summary, your portfolio. This is also where you can deposit and withdraw cash, same as the website, and check the market reports on the market research button. And then just a few slides before I end my presentation. So we also provide different education materials on the website. So kung medyo bago kayo sa stock market, I suggest you check out our website and click the education button on the left side. We provide so many articles in here, so many videos about the stock market. So kung bago kayo and you're interested to invest in the stock market and we didn't cover it here, I suggest you check that out kasi yun mas in detail. We cover the stock market much detail in the website. And then we also provide a virtual calendar on the website, which is on the left side also. So if you click the virtual calendar, it will display the calendar of events in BDO Securities. So we highlight here every webinar that is upcoming. Tapos nakalagay din dito all the dividend payouts, cash, if you can see in the screenshot, cash dividends upcoming, we also show here. So kung meron kayong gustong bantayan, as you can see at one glance lang, makikita nyo agad kung ano yung possible companies na magpipay out ng dividends on a certain date. And all the events that we will conduct on the next months, upcoming months. And then, as mentioned earlier, tulad mo sa kung interested kayo to check the investment ways webinar and all the webinars that we conducted, including this webinar, which will be uploaded soon, dito nyo siya makikita. So you just need to click on the carousel portion of the website, the events and webinars tab. And if you click that, it will open all the videos, all the webinars that we conducted for BDO Security. So I highly suggest that you check all the webinars that we conduct here because as mentioned then by Sir Boom earlier, we covered a lot of topics now for this year, which are all on the webinar events and webinars page. So I suggest you check that out. And that's it for me. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned a thing or two about the platform, BDO Securities platform, and I'll turn you back over to Karina. Thank you, Ina.
Thanks, JP. And yes, we did learn a lot from both you and Boom. So thank you very much for your very informative and elaborate presentation. We covered a lot, thus the number of questions that I'm seeing now from our viewers. So may I call on Boom also to join us for the Q&A. I just realized, no, when I saw the questions, I'm really glad that we chose this topic, right? Because it's a chance for us to tackle the basic concepts before we go dive deeper into the complex topics moving forward. So let's go ahead with the first question. Let's try to define some of the terminologies used earlier first. Okay, so Boom, earlier in your presentation, you mentioned that investors are entitled to dividends. So the question that I have here from one of our viewers is, what is a dividend?
Okay, thanks for that. No. So, to put it simply, dividend is the portion of the company's earnings that are distributed to the shareholders or the stockholders. Again, with my definition earlier of buying a stock, it's really getting a portion or ownership of the company. So, you being an owner of the company, okay, you're entitled to enjoy, okay, the fruits of that organization. Let's say maganda yung kinita niya or maganda yung performance niya, then syempre ikaw as a part owner, okay, you're entitled to the benefits as well. And one of them would be the dividends.
All right. Thank you very much for providing the answer to that question, Boom. Let's move on to the next terminology that I see here from one of our viewers. What is a market cap? JP, if you don't mind, would you like to answer this one? I think this was
Okay,
covered
sige.
earlier when Boom discussed the stock coverage part of the weekly wrap.
That's right, Ina. Sige. Basically, the market cap corresponds lang kung ano yung current market value ng shares dependent on the parang kung technically ibig sabihin kung magkano binavalue nung investors yung current market share of a company. So basically, ang computation lang nito is the number of shares nung company times the current market price. So dito nyo consider kung magkano na yung binavalue nung investors yung price ng company na yun dependent on the price.
All right, thanks JP for answering that question. I have another one here. What's the ideal number of years to hold the stock before I sell it? I think Boom would be the best person to answer this.
Okay, yeah. Now that question would really depend. Going back to what I brought up earlier, are you an investor or are you a trader? And at the same time, how long would you need the funds that you're investing? Okay, the reason behind that is because if you're a long-term trader, okay, you will benefit in such a way that if you buy now, okay, and then maybe after a year, 3 years, or 5 years, you take a look at the stock again, the stock price, and then if it appreciated, okay, then you can benefit by selling it. Okay, and at the same time, okay, if you're a trader ka naman, if you're a day trader or a trader in that sense, then you will watch the market on a regular basis. Umakit ba, bumababa? Is it time for me to buy or time for me to sell? So now the question really on how long you should hold on to a certain stock would depend on your horizon and at the same time the strategy that you're trying to practice.
All right, thanks, Boom. I have a question here related to the platform that JP discussed earlier. Real-time po ba ang bid and ask sa platform? Also, are you planning to add net foreign buying and selling data per stock?
Okay, sige. So the bid and ask data on the platform, yes, it's real time as long as open din yung market. If you check the platform during open market hours, you can see mag-move din yun if you open they go yung order entry page, as you can see, magmo-move siya automatically dependent on the sunod na done na orders on the exchange at that moment. So it's real time. Yes, it's real time. And with regards naman sa question about the which one is that? Sorry.
Okay, let me go back to that. Sorry, it's all moving.
Ito, sorry. Net
Ayan, yan.
foreign
Foreign
buying or
buying,
selling
selling
data.
data.
Okay. So for now, yes, we do not have this on the platform, but we can consider this. Siguro discuss namin to with the upper management. So hopefully soon we can add this feature. And for now, yes, we do not have this on the platform.
Thank you. And related to that, JP, I hope you can answer this one as well. Can you enlighten us on what prices are quoted at pre-open market, pre-closing market, where the bids are high and low prices? All right. I think that's it.
Okay. Sige, sige. Okay. For that, yes, medyo technical yung part na yun since it is parang this is mostly used by traders. Pero good observation for that client kasi if you can see kapag pre-open yung market, masyadong magalaw yung prices or masyadong malalayo yung gap ng prices posted on the exchange. So basically, ang idea kasi nito is the market collates all orders na gustong ipasok ng mga traders for before the market opens. So kaya niya sinasalo regardless of the price that you post. So pwede ka nga actually mag-post ng 50% higher than the closing price yesterday. I-allow yun ng exchange kasi sasaluhin niya lahat. But regardless kung nag-post ka ng 50% higher on the pre-open phase, ang gagawin ng exchange doon by 9:30 at market open, i-average din niya lahat no posted prices ng mga clients. So it will most likely be still close dun sa closing price yesterday kasi average din yung automatically in exchange. So not necessarily if you post a 50% up selling order during the pre-order period, makakabenta ka din ng 50% up na price. Kasi mag-average pa rin yun, madadan pa rin yun kung magkano yung madedetermine na exchange yung price based on the average of all the posted orders during that period then. So most likely, it will almost be the same than the closing price or close doon sa closing price yesterday. So basically, yun lang yung idea nun. Regardless of which side, kinokolate lang ni exchange yung orders for a certain period and then it will average before it will push through with the market again.
All right. Thank you very much for that, JP. Another question here, since we're on the subject of the trading portion or the execution of the trade, what if I selected GTC, but then board lot changed due to the price movement? What happens? What will happen?
Okay, sige. Good question for our client. Actually, tama, hindi ko lang to na-discuss earlier, but this is also another way to cancel the orders posted as GTC. So kung below the board lot, yung orders nyo na pinost mo as GTC, automatically this will be canceled by the system then. So minsan magtataka ka pag login mo, pag chinek mo yung orders mo on your order book, wala na yung pinost mo order. Pero hindi naman inabot yung order price na gusto mo. So basically, that is also another reason possible bumaba yung order price mo sa board lot. So you need to post another order again para pumasok ka na naman sa panibagong board lot ulit. So tama si client kanina, maka-cancel automatically order if the board lot changes during a GTC order.
All right. Thank you very much for that, JP. Another question here. It seems like we have a lot of similar questions anyway, and a lot of requests for a certain feature. This has been a question that we've been getting since our very first webinar. Will you include stop loss option anytime soon? James, would you like?
Okay, sige. Tama. Ito yung common question sa atin. Yes, we are considering adding yung stop loss feature in the platform, but we cannot commit siguro anytime soon yung date kasi this is all up for consideration din syempre ng management ni BDO Securities but take note that we are considering it and hopefully soon we will be implementing this kasi kailangan din namin to coordinate with our vendor. So hopefully soon, but for now, it's still under consideration.
Thanks, JP. Now, let's go ahead and give Boom another question. All right. When he discussed the stock coverage earlier, there's a question here related to that. What is the time frame of the ratings given to the stocks on the research portal?
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. So I think you're talking about the weekly wrap. No?
Yes.
So like what I mentioned earlier, in terms of the coverage there, we approach it on the fundamental side. So that being said, long-term siya. Now, in terms of talking about long-term investing, in terms of looking at fundamentals, we don't want it to be changing just because something happened, right, in the market last night, in the market yesterday. So with this, in terms of rating, we look at again the story of the company, it being based on fundamentals. So for this one, in terms of rating, it's for 12-month time frame, 1 year.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Boom. Another
Yeah.
question from one of our viewers: is there a particular stocks to buy? What are your recommendations to buy for beginners?
Okay. That's a tricky one. But if you're a beginner investor, you'd want to invest in names that I would say have been tried and tested, right? Like have been there for the past years or decades, have been there through different crises, things like that. So in short, to summarize that, I would consider if you're a beginner, you'd want to look at the blue chips, the blue chip stocks. So look at the bigger names because again, it's proven that they've gone through different crises and they've weathered the storm in those years. So there, go for the bigger ones if you're a beginner.
Alright, thanks, Boom. I have another one here. I think this is based on the previous question that you answered earlier. How does one assess if one is ready to invest in the long term?
It boils down this boils down to the question, why are you investing? Diba? If you're investing to I guess pay for something that's due in 2 months, then I don't suggest you to have that long-term mindset. Now, if you're investing with a goal of, let's say, buying a house or putting up a down payment for a house in, let's say, 3 years or 5 years, then that's a signal for you to actually consider long-term investing. Kasi ano naman yan it doesn't mean naman that if you invest long-term, lahat dapat ng investments mo long-term. You can have a long-term investment specifically for those that you want to use in 3 or 5 years, but at the same time, have a portion of your portfolio that you would want to place in investment options that are short term, na pag gagamitin mo agad or tingin mo would provide you with potential growth in the short term. So hindi naman siya pag short term lahat. Pag long term lahat. It can be a combination. And it should be a combination.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Boom. I have another question here. I think JP can take this. What is the minimum amount to invest?
Okay, sige. For BDO Securities specifically, so we do not implement a minimum amount to invest. Tulad nung na-discuss namin earlier, you can open an account as long as you have a online banking account and a BDO account, BDO online banking account pala and a BDO banking account. So we do not implement any minimum amount to invest in the exchange. But as I discussed earlier, sumusunod tayo lagi doon sa board lot or the minimum number of shares required by the exchange. So that will depend on, for example, gusto mo bumili ng Ayala Corp shares, kung magkano yung katumbas na for the 10 number of shares that you will need to execute to push your orders to the exchange, yun din yung katumbas na amount nun. But we do not implement a certain, for example, 5,000 pesos a trade or 10,000 pesos a trade. We didn't implement that. We always depend on the board lot table or the minimum number of shares required by the exchange.
All right. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Boom. I believe that's all the time we have for our Q&A. So thank you everyone who sent in their questions. For those who are asking if there are any training or webinars to help you become a trader, I suggest that you visit the events and webinars tab found on our BDO Securities homepage. You will find webinars there that will help you trade better. There's another question here. Recommendation on REIT companies. We also cover that in investing in REITs. You will also find that in our events and webinars homepage. Unfortunately, we really don't have enough time right now to answer all the questions. For some of you, for the questions that we were not able to answer, you will see our hotline number as well as our email address there. You can send in your questions there so that we can address them. All right. So thank you everyone for spending your time with us this afternoon. Don't forget to answer the short survey after this session. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we look forward to seeing you again during our next BDO Securities webinars. Thank you. Have a great day.
Trade stocks online with BDO Securities anytime, anywhere. With BDO Securities online trading platform, you can easily open an account, do real-time funding and withdrawal, and stay updated. Trade stocks online with BDO Securities anytime, anywhere. With BDO Securities online trading platform, you can easily open an account, do real-time funding and withdrawal, and stay updated with market insights and trade ideas. All these to help you make informed decisions as you grow and manage your wealth. Whether you're new to investing or a seasoned investor, BDO Securities will give you access to a comprehensive stock market experience. Visit www.bdo.com.ph/securities to open an account today.